Kieran, I'll let you know if it gets better. I've ended the stream, Kieran. I've ended the stream and I've restarted it. So if you want to go and check it out on YouTube, hopefully it should be a little bit better now. And we'll see if indeed it actually works. I don't know. I don't know why it's gone crap all of a sudden today. There have been a few issues, I think, with third-party software streamers, but I don't know. I don't know why it's all gone funny. But hey ho. Indeed, it actually works. I don't know. I don't know why it's gone crap. Hopefully this one's better now. Hopefully. Seems to be a bit smoother. Chance wide, miles wide. SMP3, is it true that Liverpool are going for Barcola? I don't think so, mate. Evening, Mark. How's it going? Kirkes Tuesday. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully so, anyway. Chance for Bayern. Oh, cleared away. Thomas Muller should do it. Nick Nack fixed it. Better now, mate, for now. Yeah. Mate, I don't know why it is. I don't know why it is. I don't know. I've not really done anything to fix it, per se. I've just restarted it. And I'm hoping that fixes it. You're like 6 minutes behind now, unless the timer is out. I think the timer is out. One sec. Yes, the timer is out. Apologies. Yeah, it's because there you go. 2 minutes 29, 2 minutes 30. Yeah, so there you go. I need to get that back. Right. Now we're all synced up again. The timer was miles off, so apologies. Timer was off. But yeah, I'm just hoping the fact I've restarted the stream, it actually works a little bit now. D28, what do you think of Lyon being demoted to the second division now? I don't think they will be, mate. I think they'll get it overturned. It'll get overturned on appeal, and it'll be fine. Sharky Land, PSG have stated that Barcola is untouchable. I mean, most teams do say that just before they're selling a player, don't they? It would be bad negotiation tactics if a club came out and said, yeah, he's for sale. Yeah, he's for sale. Because as soon as you say that, price goes down, doesn't it? If you're trying to sell something you don't want to sell, you can command whatever price you want, really. If the club knows you want to sell them, then you're a little bit more weak. Kieran Baines, as Lyon goes down, does that mean a team will get promoted? Yes, it does, yeah. Which, funnily enough, I think it might mean that... well, will it actually? I don't know. We watched... we watched the relegation playoff for Ligue 1, didn't we? Towards the end of the season. And I just wonder whether or not that is what happens. Maybe if the team that got relegated down ends up coming up in Lyon's place. But I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Something tells me that's not what's going to happen. No, something tells me it's far more likely that... yeah, it was Reims, wasn't it? Reims went down, Metz stayed up. So maybe it'll be Reims who come up in place of Lyon. But I don't think they will. I think Lyon are fine. Morgan Rogers is the goal. Has Martinez left yet? No, he hasn't, mate. He's still there. Alsk. Okay, yeah, it's boring. See what I'm saying, mate? I told you. It's a rubbish tournament. It's absolutely shocking. You know, you get all these other YouTubers, all these other, you know, football watch-along channels saying, oh, it's an absolutely sensational tournament. It's the biggest tournament in the world. No, let's call it for what it is. It's a pre-season tournament, and it's absolutely shocking up to this point. Maybe in time, maybe in the knockout stages, it will get better. It will be more entertaining, but it just feels like a warm-up for a lot of these teams. And a lot of them are dropping their best players, aren't they? The fact that Bayern are starting this game and they've not got, you know, Musiala, no Harry Kane. There's loads of players who aren't even playing for the other teams as well. So there's only the South American teams taking it seriously. That might explain why they're doing so well. Dylan, how's it going, mate? On train coming back from London. Camden Market was great. Food and got a few presents for family. Nice. Love that, mate. Enjoy your train ride back. Hopefully it's... don't get you don't have any issues coming back up because UK trains aren't always as reliable as we'd like them to be. But hey, no, hopefully it's all good, mate. And yeah, great time at Camden. I haven't been to Camden for a long time. Sharkyland, can't Sané just go sooner? He's not done well. Gnabry hasn't been a really good option for him up front either. Knick-knack, the knockout should be when it gets interesting. Conditions aren't helping. Liverpool should be glad they aren't involved. Did teams have an option of declining to take part? Well, yeah, I mean, they always have an option. They always have an option. But I think as far as clubs go, clubs generally want more fixtures, don't they? It's the players who push back and say, no, come on, we play too much. Clubs want more fixtures, especially in this part of the world, because it boosts their marketing, it boosts their brand, it gives them an opportunity to sell a load of shirts. They have, money for participating. Clubs are always short of cash. So I do think the clubs would have been fine. Yeah, boards like cash. Exactly. That's it. The bean counters would have been saying, wouldn't they, mate? They'd have been saying, all the finance men would have been saying, yeah, of course we're going. Of course we're going. The manager and the players might have been a bit like, oh, I mean, really? We've just had a long, hard season. Now you're going to send us out there in the boiling heat to play what are effectively friendlies? Come on, mate. If Madrid wins, then I would say it is a friendly tournament. Sharkyland, Dembele and Mbappe are going to be back for the knockouts. It's going to bring fun. We will see. JW, Lyon relegated. They're not relegated just yet. Still an appeal to go. Knick-knack, if it was up to the manager, they'd probably be like, swerve it, we don't need this. Yeah, exactly. If Miami wins somehow, then it's the Ballon d'Or decider. BSL Dylan, I remember Saudi Arabia wanted Kante, but Chelsea said Kante be sold. I said Kante be sold, but he did leave in the end. Yeah, I'll be honest, I think the whole Saudi thing is a slightly different beast, isn't it, I guess, with players, because it's just such mad money. FM No Casuals, honestly, this tournament ain't even going to be fun. It ain't ever going to be fun. It might not be too bad in the knockouts. I'm holding out hope that maybe in the knockouts it's fine. But up to this point, it's been dreadful. It's been so bad. And it also kind of annoys me that we know look how corrupt Gianni Infantino is and stuff, all that stuff that's gone on, the fact that he's been FIFA president and under his watch, the World Cup has gone to Russia, Qatar, and then Saudi. It's Saudi's World Cup, isn't it? Is it 2030, the Saudi World Cup? Or 2034, sorry. 2034 is the Saudi World Cup, isn't it? It's so mad. And there you go. Saudi sponsorship in between the FIFA Club World Cup. Saudi sponsorship, visit Saudi. And Gianni Infantino's name is actually engraved on the trophy. I didn't know that until someone told me on one of these lives and I checked it. Gianni Infantino's name is engraved on the Club World Cup trophy. That says an awful lot about the man, I think. Sharkyland, have you seen Fabrizio confirmed Ansu Fati to Monaco? No, I haven't seen that, but it doesn't... I mean, I'm not... To be honest, I'm not overly surprised. Ansu Fati needs a move, doesn't he? He does need a move. And to be honest, I don't think he's been a bit underwhelming for years. He's one of those who came through at Barca and everyone thought he'd be the next big thing, and he just hasn't done it, has he? Lee Oxley, Nottingham Forest and Marseille are keen on Henderson. Yeah, Jordan Henderson should be back playing Premier League football. Too good to be sat playing at Ajax. No offence to Ajax, of course, but Alsk, the sun is pissing me off. Sharkland, to be honest, he's not going to be a starter anyway. I don't see him benching Biereth. Well, Fati doesn't play in the same position as Biereth, does he? Biereth's a centre-forward. Fati's not a centre-forward. Fati would play wide right or wide left. So he could still play. It would maybe be Biereth, Minamino, Fati. Maybe they'd be the front three. Be quite good, actually. I'm surprised one of the Premier League teams haven't come in for Biereth. Arsenal never should have sold him. Good player, Mika Biereth. Knick-knack, money talks. Whoever comes up with the biggest bung gets it. Well, sadly. Sadly so, mate. I wish you weren't right on that, but I think you are. Wouldn't it be nice if that wasn't the case, mind? The goal, I'll tell you what, the Boca Juniors goal against Auckland was incredibly unlucky. Incredibly unlucky. Sharkyland, do you think Akliouche leaving is nearly sure? I think, yeah, Akliouche is a player well liked by quite a few teams, isn't he? Liverpool have been linked with Akliouche as well. Good player. Very good player. Alsk, imagine all this. Yamal, Dembele, Rafinha, Ballon d'Or, but Messi wins the Ballon d'Or just because he qualified for the knockouts. Messi ain't winning the Ballon d'Or. Messi ain't winning it. There you go. So, as it stands, Benfica are going through as group winners, which means that Bayern Munich would play Flamengo in the next round. Ethan, did you see that Newcastle fan who's had Bradley Lowry tattooed on his leg? It's a little bit odd, I guess. Yeah, a bit odd, that. I mean, whatever works for you, but it's a bit odd, isn't it? Sharkyland, because if he stays, Ansu Fati is not playing. Oh, Akliouche might end up playing a bit deeper. Do you not think? I mean, they could still accommodate Akliouche, Fati, and Biereth. Definitely. Knick-knack, Auckland's goal difference is minus 17. From 3 games as well. From 3 games. Alsk, give Messi the next season's Ballon d'Or already. Behave yourself. Messi's dusted. He's done. Sharkyland, that games looks like the Botafogo PSG game. Oh, the Boca and Auckland one. Have we had any other transfer news today that we've not covered? There's quite a few games that we've talked about. Oh, here we go. QPR, Swansea, and one other unnamed championship club have agreed a deal with Kwame Poku for Peterborough. That's mad. Why would he sign for QPR when they've just sacked the manager? They've literally just sacked Cifuentes, haven't they? I mean, I know they've appointed a new manager, but they have literally just sacked him, like, in the last couple of days. It feels like a mad decision to go to a club where they've got no manager. Sharkyland, is Sasha Bowie any good? I had hopes for him at the start of the season. He's all right. I think he's a reasonable enough right back, but I'm not sure he's like a top class one, by the way. But he's all right. Yeah, he's okay. He's all right. Right, what else are we looking at? Newcastle are considering 3 other players now that Anthony Elanga has rejected the move to Newcastle. Now he is he's not rejected it. Nottingham Forest have rejected a £45 million bid from Newcastle for Anthony Elanga, and the 3 players that Newcastle are subsequently looking at is, I mean, depending on whether or not they go back in with a second bid for Elanga, there is rumours that they're looking at Mohamed Kudus at West Ham, which I think would be, to be honest, I think he'd be better than Elanga. I love Kudus, top player. Johan Bakayoko at PSV, and also Karim Adeyemi at Borussia Dortmund, which I can't see happening. They're not going to sell Adeyemi. And if they do, it'll be for massive money. But Forest have been told that they value Elanga at closer to £60 million, and 45 million doesn't cut the mustard, I'm afraid. So Newcastle are going to have to go back in and go quite significantly higher than the 45 million that they have bid. 60 million feels a bit steep to me for Elanga. Nick Nack, why is the Zubimendi deal taking so long? I think it's taking so long in part because Arsenal are waiting. I think they're waiting until the 1st of July, aren't they? First week of July to complete and announce certain deals. It might be because of the new financial year. It might be, I don't know. It could be for different reasons. The deal is effectively done from what everyone seems to understand about it, but I don't know. I think Zubimendi to Arsenal will get done. It's just not confirmed yet. Alsk, you know I already know that Giovanni has rigged the matches so that the Club World Cup can get some money. Messi is winning the Club World Cup. No, Messi is not winning the Club World Cup. He isn't winning it, mate. There's no way that Messi wins the Club World Cup. Sharkyland, how does Dortmund always manage to have an S-tier striker? What's an S-tier striker? Nick Nack, no deal is done until it's officially done. I am okay, fair enough. I'll take your point on that. I'd agree with you on that. But it's as good as. Alsk, I'm not delusional. Chimey, I had to place a new bet on Bayern winning. I'm hoping that they make some changes at half time and it just opens things up a little bit. Have they actually got any players coming on at half time? Maybe Kane they could bring on, maybe Musiala, maybe Coman, Goretzka, Kimmich, Tar. There's quite a few players they could bring on. They're going to have to change it up, aren't they? They're going to have to change it up. I just need a draw. FM No Casuals, you're a brave man backing Bayern now. Well, Chimey on YouTube, he loves along odds. He loves that. So, yeah, good luck to you, mate. I've just got Bayern or draw. So, if Benfica do win, I'm gutted. I'm in the mud. Sharkyland, like a top 5. Oh, sorry. Jake, news just broke. Newcastle have begun talks to make Isak the highest paid player in Toon history. And there's a transfer meeting Wednesday on their next moves tomorrow. Mate, a transfer meeting? That doesn't happen in June. That doesn't happen at the end of June. And if it is happening at the end of June, you want to be very worried. Clubs are making moves. These moves are all done and dusted by February and March, by the way. You know that. They just play out now. Kirkes, Wirtz. Liverpool first contacted Florian Wirtz in December. That's what Florian Wirtz said. First contacted Liverpool in December. He decided that he was coming to Liverpool in February. Which means it was effectively all wrapped up. It just played out in front of us in June. Like, that's all it was. And it's the same thing with any other team. Or at least any other team that's well managed. If a team is having transfer meetings about who their targets are and what they should be doing to get them now, yeah, you've already blown it. You're already missing out. Nick Nack, Auckland, 500 to 1 to turn it round v Boca. It's worth 5, isn't it? It's worth a 5 of that. Finners, Matty, thoughts on Lyon getting relegated? They've not been relegated yet, Matty. There's still an appeal that can happen, and an appeal will happen. I don't think they do actually get relegated. The guy says Bayern Munich doesn't win. Well, they don't have to win for me. For me, I just need them to draw. I'm happy enough with a draw. Jake, end of June financial year drops 21-22 drops off the book, so clubs will be able to spend a bit more. That's true. That guy, Jack562, Lyon confirmed going to League 2 today. It's not confirmed. Still an appeal to happen. Pelican, what happened to Giroud? He's still playing, isn't he? At LA Galaxy. Tamino, opinions on Hertha Berlin. They got a great ground. Yeah, I like Hertha Berlin. Claydon, Groom, Lyon has been relegated to League 2. What game are you watching? They've not been relegated. The decision has been made, but they won't be relegated. The appeal, there's an appeal that they can. It's confirmed that there has been an appeal in process, and they won't be relegated. I'm almost certain of it. I am almost certain they won't get relegated. Sharkyland, I got Strasbourg winning the Conference League next season. I think Forest are going to be dark horses. Harry Kane's on. Here we go. Harry Kane's on. The mouth breather to the rescue. Here he is. The mouth breather, bringing it on. He's going to sort it out. He's going to sort it out. Kimmich is on as well. Bischoff, Palhinha, Gnabry off. Kimmich, Kane, Elise. Yeah, get the big lads on. Here we go. Bayern are going to turn this round now. The guy in play over 1.5 goal. It's coming. It's coming. Finners Matty, if Lyon get relegated, doesn't mean they will lose their Europa League spot. Nope. Nope. You can still be in the Europa League in Ligue 2, and that is probably exactly what will happen. Sharky Lang. Oh, we've done that one. Sorry. Jake, I think Toon wanted Mbermo, Pedro, Dean Heisen, Gay, Elanga, Scalvini. Yeah, Scalvini, I mean, you can't get them all. You can't get them all. Jake, most maybe all aren't coming now, so a meeting to get everyone on the same page again may be a good idea. No, I know, but again, if you're a well-run club, if you're a well-organised club, you literally have a list of players in each position. Like, we're going to go for this guy. If it doesn't happen, we'll go for him. If it doesn't get this one, we'll go for this guy. And you just go down the list until you get the one that you want that represents the best value. Obviously, there'll be ongoing meetings over the course of the... But there's no way a club is having a meeting about targets now. And if they are, you should be worried. You should be very, very worried. Right, it's a yellow card there for Benfica. Free kick to Bayern already. Good bit of play that by Bayern. Really good play. Who was that? Was that Sasha Bowie? Sasha Bowie down the right-hand side. It's going to be a free kick to Bayern. Opportunity for them to put a ball into the box. Otamendi with a booking. Not for the first time in his career. Loves a yellow card, doesn't he, Nicholas Otamendi? Soft yellow. Kimmich and Elise will play all-rounder. Barely any contact. Yeah, I cleaned him out. Get him off. Cleaned him out. Come on, Bayern. Kieran, didn't Wigan get relegated from the Prem but was in the Europa League? Yeah, Wigan were in the Europa League while in the Championship. I think there's other teams that have as well. I'm not sure if Ipswich were. Ball in, chance. Has that gone behind? No. Wigan got Europe and got relegated, didn't they? Yeah, Claydon, you're absolutely right, he did. Sharky, and the funny thing about Lyon is that their rivals Saint-Etienne are getting relegated this season. Well, we don't know. We don't know because if Lyon do end up getting relegated, I don't think they will, but if they do, then there's a chance that it will be Saint-Etienne or maybe Reims who take their place. Because if Lyon go down, someone's staying up, aren't they? Someone's staying up. Jake, it could be a good thing too, being a scramble, so far better to have everyone on the right page. But surely everyone should be already on the right page. You don't reassess now in the middle of June. The middle of June, nearly the end of June, start of July. If you're reassessing now, oh, you're banging trouble. You're like 3 months behind every other team. You're miles off it. You're definitely not getting new. You're then starting to look at the players that other teams don't want, or the players who were well down your list of targets. You've lost ground. Chance, Kane. Oh, unlucky. Really unlucky that. Ivor, do you know Hajduk Split? Of course I know Hajduk Split. Yes. Hajduk Split, Dynamo Zagreb, Zibenek. Some great teams in the Croatian league. Here we go, down the right-hand side. Come on, Elise, get into the box. Come on, Bayern. Get at him. Handball, claim for handball. You're not getting that. Keith Downey reporting we're looking at Kudus, Bakayoko and Adeyemi. Yeah, we were just talking about that, yeah. I don't think Adeyemi goes. But it wouldn't surprise me if Kudus or Bakayoko did. Sharky Land, do you think Kanate is going to go for free to Madrid next season? Sadly, yes. Sadly. I would hope that we try and move him on this summer. In an ideal world, I think we move him on this summer. Ashkan, Elise and Kane on the field. Bayern looking for the win. Nick Nack, was it the next season or the season after? What are you on about? Did it happen with the Forest one? I don't think it happened with Forest, but yeah, Nick Nack. When Wigan won the FA Cup, they were in Europe the season after. They were in the Europa League the season after, while playing in the Championship. Kieran, I still can't believe Leicester won the Premier the next season. They got relegated. They didn't get relegated. They didn't get relegated the next season. No, they won. They won the Prem, and they finished in. Didn't they finish in like? Where did they finish the season after? They didn't get relegated. They definitely didn't get relegated. They finished 12th. Yeah, they finished 12th in 2016-17. And then they finished 9th the year after that. And then they finished 9th the year after that. And then they finished 5th the year after that. And then 5th the year after that. So, mate, no, they haven't gone down at all. Then 8th. Leicester were in the Premier League until the 22-23 season. Oh, Bayern are in here. Must be. Come on, finish it. What are you doing? How have you missed that? How have you missed that? One-on-one with a keeper. Absolute rat bag. Sack him. Sack him. Shocking that. Right, finish that, Harry. Dreadful, these. They're absolutely dreadful. Daniel Bergby, who's playing Bayern against Benfica, mate. Jake, come on, looking at same players, you, Chelsea, Man U, even Real Madrid, we don't have that law yet. I kind of expect players not to come just yet when PSR is a thing. Yeah, but you're not looking at the same players that Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool and everyone are. You're not looking at the same players. The players you're looking at are a tier or two below them. But if you don't prioritise them, other teams will get them. You're looking at the players that Spurs are for the most part. Spurs and maybe even your Brightons and your Villas. Jake Toon put a loan bid in for Arda Güler. We'll never get him, but glad they have. You never know. Where are you reading this absolute horseshit? Auckland have scored! Oh my god, it's 1-1. Auckland 1, Boca Juniors 1. Auckland have scored their first goal at the Club World Cup. And someone said 500-1 for Auckland to maybe come back and turn it around against Boca. 500-1 you could have got. And I said worth a fiver at half time. Could we have won that? Put a fiver on. Kee and I might be wrong. You are wrong. It was 7 seasons after. So just slightly. Uninvesting Kieran. Alright, hey, but hey, just slightly out of it. Ashkan, who would have thought that Porto and Atletico Madrid would get grouped? Yeah, I mean, it's a pre-season tournament, mate. Nick Nack, Blackburn got relegated 4 seasons after winning the league. Yeah, they struggled, didn't they, for sure. Nick Nack, oh my god, 500-1. It's now 50-1 for Auckland to win against Boca. Right, Orkan Kuksu is coming on. Sharky Land, I don't really watch Bournemouth, but my club is looking to buy Zabarnyi. Is any good? Yeah, Zabarnyi is very good. Some Bournemouth fans would argue he's better than Hyson. Finn, is it possible for Boca Juniors to go through still? Yes, it is possible for Boca Juniors to go through, but they need to beat Auckland by maybe 3 or 4 clear goals, and they need Bayern to beat Benfica. That's the only way in which Boca go through. So they need to smash Auckland and hope that Bayern turn it around here. That's the only way that Boca go through. Benji, Olympique Lyonnais is relegated to League 2, second French division. Not quite relegated. There's still an appeal to go, and I think they'll be all right. I think they'll get out of it. Come on, Cavani, do something, my goat. We are constantly looking at players. The top 6 are Man City's latest signing. Kusanov said I'd have joined Newcastle if it wasn't for PSR. Well, yeah, that just shows that Newcastle were also... I'm not saying that you weren't looking at the players. Of course, there's always conversations, but I don't think Newcastle are really ever close to signing. That's like an anomaly. don't think Newcastle ever really close to signing players that Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea. Then you're not looking at those players. You're not involved in those conversations. Like you say, you don't have the law just yet. In time, maybe you will, but I think it's not quite that just yet. Sharkyland, Neymar, new deal at Santos until December 25th. He's finished him. He's absolutely shocking, Neymar. Even at his best, he was crap. Nick Knight, Leeds United went from 1st to 17th the following season in 93. Leeds, you reckon West Ham could get relegated? I do think there's quite a few teams down the bottom that might surprise and could be getting involved in it. Like, I think Brentford, I'm not sure about. We don't know what happens. Obviously, Thomas Frank going, maybe Mbermo going, maybe Wissa going. That's a big change for him. They're hiring a manager who's never managed before in Keith Andrews. He's a set-piece coach for the club, for God's sake. And they're putting him in charge. I mean, that reeks of a possible relegation battle, doesn't it? So, time will tell with Keith Andrews and Brentford. I think Everton are certain to be down there. Whether or not they go down, I don't know, but I think they're definitely in the battle. Everton are definitely in the battle. They're having to sign free transfers. They've lost 10, 11 players out of the squad and not got any money for them. They're skint for the most part. Benfica, good save. I tell you what, Benfica should be 2 up here. They should be 2 up. Kieran, sometimes I have football info in my mind and I'm sure about football facts, then turns out no, it's not right. It's like the name Football Manager in alphabetical order. Bit like the name Football Manager in alphabetical order. Don't know what you mean. The trouble is, the older you get, the more years of football there are to remember. Yeah, no, listen, I get there is a little bit of that, like, not Mandela effect sort of thing with football. You do misremember things quite a lot. Leeds, I think Everton might struggle to settle in their new ground. Well, that does always happen, doesn't it? New stadiums, it happens quite a lot. Soon as a team moves into a new stadium, it happened with Arsenal. They had a few bad results. The same with Spurs when they left White Hart Lane. The same with West Ham when they went to the London Stadium. It always happens. They struggle to adapt to the new stadium. And if we're dead honest, it was Goodison Park that probably kept Everton up. More than the players, because the players were crap. It was Goodison Park and that intense kind of, that intense atmosphere where the fans are right on top of him. It might not feel like that at the Hill Dickinson Arena. So, yeah, lots to think about with Everton. Jake, the Arda Güler loan move was on Newcastle Fans TV and the Magpie channel was all over. I think Juventus, another big team, has too. Daniel won't be having any of that Neymar slander. Hey, get off TikTok, you. You're a YouTube regular. You're a YouTube convert, Daniel. Sharkyland, to be honest, seeing Cristiano becoming good with Portugal give me hope for Neymar. Sam H, never touched a female, have you, pal? Hey, I'm married with a little girl. Chance! Oh, unlucky. Robert, 14, Nottingham Forest rejected our first bid of Elanga at 45 million as they value him at 60 million at least. Yeah, 60 mil. It's a little bit too much, that. God. Spotted. Nick Nark plus Everton have no money to spend on the squad. That's it. Well, they've got to replace 10 players. How do you replace 10 players if you've not really got much money? It's a bare minimum. You're looking at 15 to 20 million to replace a Premier League player, like replacing him well and keep the quality of the squad adequate enough that you stay up. So they need to find the best part of 200 million maybe to just replace the hole in the squad. I just don't think they've got it unless they go out and sell Branthwaite maybe. Keo Gamer, name a United player for an edit. Aiden Heaven. Why not? Aiden Heaven. Kieran Baines, I meant the football quiz you did the other day doing alphabetical name managers. Oh, right, sorry. Yes, my fault. Yeah, absolutely. See, there you go. No idea. Ben, Ilanga for 60 million is criminal. 45 is ample for him. Really? Really? 45 is ample for him? Would you say that? I mean, you've got to remember, this is a world, by the way, where Brian Mbermo is going for circa 70 million. Cunha is already gone for 70 million. I don't think Ilanga for 40... Well, I don't think Ilanga for around about that money is criminal at all, mate. No. Elanga got how many goals and assists last year? He did all right, didn't he? I mean, to be honest, he's been pretty solid for a while. He got 17 goals and assists last year. 17 goals and assists in 38 games, which basically means he was ever present in the league. So in the league, 17 goals and assists, 38 games. So he played pretty much every game. And if you compare that to other wide players like him, Cunha and Burmo were about the same. Kluivert, about the same. Semenyo, he got more than Semenyo. And Bournemouth wants 60 million for Semenyo. Who else did he get more than? More than Matoma. More than Maddison. Yeah, more than Maddison. Hey, he got one goal and assist less than Bruno Fernandes. One goal and assist less than Bruno. Yes, Bayern! 1-1! Yes, Bayern! Get in there! It's Joshua Kimmich with the goal. What a goal! That's what we wanted. Get in there. Love that. Oh, he's offside. Oh, behave yourself. Don't say that. Why is he off? Who's off? Shut up. Oh, come on. I need him to get a... Please. He's not offside. Who's off? Check it. Check it. Get it checked. I'm not having this. Shot from distance. What happens? Is he on? No. Oh, you can't have that. You can't rule that out. I'm sorry. Does he touch it? Does he actually touch it? You got to check this. You've got to check it. If he doesn't touch it, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. That is laughable. Offside. Fucking hell, absolutely ridiculous. Oh, well, hey, we're back to it again then. Jake, Harvey Elliott, the same price, to be fair, prefer Elanga. Yeah, I mean, I would say you would argue that Elanga's better value than Harvey Elliott. And Harvey Elliott's going to go for 50, so then if you're Forest, then 60 feels right, doesn't it? Harvey Elliott will go for 45, 50, 60 feels right. I'd say that's absolutely justifiable. Ben, there's a massive gulf. Sorry, hang on a second. Ben, Kenny Tete going to be the star summer signing. Daniel, when is the good football on next? Tomorrow, Daniel. The good football is back on tomorrow. We've got 2 under-21s games tomorrow. First up, it's obviously England against the Netherlands. Starts at 5. I'll be live at 4. And also there's the next game, the other semi-final, which is Germany against France in the under-21s semi-final. So go and check it out. I'll be live tomorrow from 4 PM and we'll be through pretty much straight through till 10 PM. So yeah, hopefully you all join me tomorrow for that. If you haven't already, click up here and like and subscribe and all that. Please make sure you get over to Premier League Dad 2. Robert, thank you for the gifts, mate. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Hello, do you know the club FC Andorra? Yeah, of course I do. Sharkyland, is Omega staying at Strasbourg? Yes. Bye, Key. Why? Where are you going? Are you gone? Are you leaving? Sharkyland, happy that Kolo Muani is getting minutes with Juve. Hopefully we can sell him at least 30 million. Kolo Muani's brilliant. I think he'd be brilliant. Nick Nack, up to Forest. He's their player. If it was me, 50 million, I'd rip your arm off. 50 million seems like a bargain when Bruno Fernandes is going for nearly, double that potentially. And he's 8 years older. He's going for double that. And he only gets one more goal contribution. That to me seems... And he got a goal contribution in a Manchester United side where he takes all the set pieces, all the corners, all the free kicks, all the penalties and everything. You know, that should absolutely strike fear into Manchester United fans' hearts. Ben, he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but Jesus, 60 million, what a crazy marketplace we are in. It's the going rate. It's the going rate. I mean... If Florian Wirtz is 100 million, yeah, I think Elanga probably is 60. Daniel, what manager would you have liked to see manage in the Premier League for longer? Manager I'd like to have seen managing the Premier League for longer. Bielsa. I like Bielsa. Ange as well, you know. I liked Ange. I like Ange. I know Ben's going to kick off about that. Of course he says Ange. Obviously he says Ange. But yeah, I liked Ange Postecoglou. I liked Ange Postecoglou. Oh, it's getting a bit shirty here. Otamendi and Kane. Oh, that a penalty? Have a check. Have a check on that. Check it. Come on. Quick check. VAR. Give us the old VAR sign. Penalty, that. No? No pen. This ref's shocking, isn't he? He's absolutely shocking. Ben, the best player like, but Jesus, that's not hard. I think that's over. That's harsh. That's harsh. Daniel, for me, a manager I enjoyed but didn't see enough of was Di Canio. Why do you think this window in particular has been so inflated? Do we think it has been inflated? I'm not sure I would agree with the assessment that it's been inflated. I don't think it has been inflated. I think that's what we're seeing is just the general going rate, and actually we're seeing teams pay it now. That is the going rate. Nick Nack, weird seeing Di Maria not there. It was 11 years ago Man United signed him. Oh, out there, sorry. Di Maria out there. I was gutted when they signed Di Maria because I was certain he was going to be a great player for them. And I remember him scoring that goal at Leicester City. Do you know what? He just lobbed it over the keeper. Come on, finish it! Hit the post! Oh, offside! These can't stay on side, these. Come on, Bayern. I just need a goal. Desperate for a goal. Nick Nack, everyone liked Ange if they weren't a Spurs supporter. Daniel, would there be any one signing, no budget restrictions, that could make Arsenal title favourites? Isak. Isak for sure. Isak for sure would make Arsenal title favourites. Sharky Land. Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Brilliant, yeah, but we bought him for 90 million. You paid 90 million for Kolo Muani? Sweet lord. Robert, I thought you were going. Oh, no, I'm staying. Yeah, I'm staying. No, I'm watching the rest of this game. There's 25 minutes left. I'll be live for at least another half hour or so. Ben, what did you like about Ange? His ability to moan, his ability to be purposely abrupt with the media, his ability to nearly get Spurs relegated. Yes, he sounds boss. Right, well, hang on a second. Let's take those point by point, Ben. Let's take those point by point. His ability to moan. What manager do you know that doesn't moan? Like, that's not a point of, you know, like Klopp. Klopp was a moaner. Pep was a moaner. Is a moaner. Like, every manager, Alex Ferguson, Wenger, they all moan. All of them. All the best managers moan. There's nothing wrong with moaning. You know, it takes the flack off you. It's actually a tactical strategy, really, moaning. Mourinho was an expert at it. If you whinge and you moan, the press don't talk about how bad the performance is. The press start talking about you moaning. It's a good tactic to take the pressure off your players. It's what good managers do. So I've no problem at all with him moaning. His ability to be purposely abrupt with the media and prickly. Yet again, I love it. I love it. If anything, do you know what that shows? Confidence. Because he backed himself, didn't he? He said, I always win a trophy in my second year. And when they said, oh, you mean you usually win a trophy? And he said, no. When I say I always win a trophy, I always win a trophy. And he did it. I love that. That is balls. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. And he did it. And he went and did it. You've got to respect that. You've got to respect that. His ability to nearly get Spurs relegated. Okay, fine. Domestically, they were poor, right? Domestically, they were poor. Not knocking that at all. But I still believe he got Spurs into a position that no other manager has been able to get that. And in terms of actually winning them something. No other manager in 20-odd years has been able to do that. And I think he deserves commending for that. And I think, to be honest, he was a boss that prioritised things that us football fans should prioritise. That's what you've got to think about with Ange. Like, you want managers. See, this is the thing. You're right. You're talking about managers being like just totally results focused. I'm looking at it a little bit deeper than that in terms of how does he play? How does he play? If it was all about results, honestly, your way of looking at it, mate, you'd have Sean Dyche managing every team. Sean Dyche managing every team. I want managers that take risks, and I think Ange Postecoglou took a lot of risks. A lot of them didn't pay off, but he took a lot of risks, and he won a trophy. Can't deny that. that immediately means he had a better season than the vast majority of other teams in the league. And he shouldn't have been sacked. Should not have been sacked. Knick-knack, the end-to-end attacking football is what neutrals liked about him. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's brilliant. Kieran, how much would Gerrard be now if you bought him now in his prime? You couldn't buy him. You couldn't buy him. Gerrard in his prime would be the most expensive player in world football. 300 million quid. Knick-knack, if you're not a Spurs fan, Spurs being relegated isn't a problem. That's true enough. As a neutral, who cares though? We just like exciting football. Exactly. Yeah, and it is just that. It is just that. I like managers of other teams to take chances and take risks. I don't want managers who are overly pragmatic and resilient and all. I hate all that. I hate all that. Sharky Land, Pep said he was getting inspired by Enrique's tactics. Do you think he's going to be more offensive? I don't think so. No, I think Pep will stay true to what he's always done. The answer, where are you from? I am from the northwest of England, mate. Robert Boca Jr.'s Auckland City game's been interrupted, so play stopped. Dara O'Shea, new deal for Ipswich is huge, says Sean D. Back up, yeah, great news for Ipswich, that. Good player. Cole Monahan, what's happening with the Auckland game? It's been interrupted. I think it's due to weather. I've just seen something pop up. I don't know if that's the case, but it does seem like it's an interruption due to weather yet again. Ben, 17th, cancels it out completely. It wasn't a poor domestic season. It was absolutely disastrous. Well, hey, maybe Daniel Levy agrees with you. I think there's a lot of Spurs fans who agree with me. Thank you, Jake. Really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Yeah, due to adverse weather. Adverse weather is the reason that Boca and Auckland has stopped. Reece, Liverpool to get relegated next season. Jake, I liked Ange. Had some big players missing last season. He needed at least till Xmas, in my opinion. Boca are out. Pedri Lover, yeah, they're gone. Absolutely finished. They're gone. Reece, Arteta takes risks. The only risk that Arteta takes is that fans will fall asleep before they realise what a shocking manager he is. Sharky Land, is Henry the best Premier League player of all time for you? No, Steven Gerrard is. Steven Gerrard was more of a match winner than Thierry Henry was. And that's the reason why. Ben, I'm sorry you're wrong. I wouldn't have Dyche managing every team. You would. That's you. That is absolutely you. Mr. Pragmatic. You prefer that. I prefer, happy-go-lucky managers who take risks. Daniel, where does Sean Dyche finish with Man City next season? Fifth. Chimey, I think I'm starting to hate Gerrard. Just starting to hate Gerrard. You've hated him for a while. Reece, Thierry slander will not be tolerated in the chat. It's not slander to say that he's not the best player of all time. A wonderful player he is, mind, but he's not the best of all time. Daniel, Leon have been relegated. They've not been relegated. There is still a appeal which needs to happen, and that appeal will probably end up keeping them up. Kitman Apparel, best Irish player of all time, and you can't say Roy Keane. Shay Given. I mean, if we're talking just like, I can only speak intelligently about my lifetime, but, Shay Given would probably be up there. I like Shay Given. Paul McGrath was a good centre-back. Niall Quinn was very underrated. I like Niall Quinn, Ben, me and Daniel Levy know our stuff. Always said he was a great chairman. Daniel, Dyche played good football when he had Barnes up front. Yeah, Ashley Barnes. What What a player he was. Great ball in. Come on, Bayern. Hit it. Yes. Oh, you fucking absolute ratbag. He can't finish these. Does he give a free kick as well? That ref's an absolute rat, honestly. Reece, wasn't he literally voted the best Premier League player to ever play in the Prem? I mean, votes can be all mishmash. You can't take votes seriously. Shaquilan, did Enrique enter the top 10 managers of all time conversation with his 2 trebles? No. No, I don't think so. Good manager he is, but I wouldn't say him. Jake, Wargiven, Warshay, Robert, Kieran Clark, best ever Irishman. Robbie Keane was a good Irish player as well, yeah. Oh, there you go, Chimey, you've just said it. Robbie Keane, honourable mention. Yeah, Robbie Keane was a good player. I'm trying to think of others, to be honest. Ronnie Whelan. Ronnie Whelan was a very, very good player. John Aldridge as well. John Aldridge was exceptional. Great striker in his day. So, chance. No, cleared away. Daniel, Andy Cole or Ian Wright? Andy Cole. And that's the easiest one I'll answer, to be honest, that one. Andy Cole. Andy Cole gets such little recognition and appreciation, I think, even from Man United fans at times. Andy Cole, for me, is one of the best centre-forwards I've ever seen. He was unplayable. Reece Crownshaw, Gary Neville, best right-back ever. Not even close to the best right-back ever. He's not better than Trent. He's not better than Trent. And he's certainly not better than Cafu. Gary Speed was underrated, yeah. Jake Curtin, he wasn't the best right back at Man United. Dennis Irwin wasn't a right back. Dennis Irwin wasn't a right back. Dennis Irwin was a left back. Paul Parker was the right back. Dennis Irwin was left-sided. Ben, gutted as a kid that it didn't work out with Keane and Benitez when he came to Liverpool. The problem with that was that Keane ended up playing on the left, didn't he? He ended up putting him wide left. And what he was hoping was he was going to put him where Gerrard was in the 10. But whenever he did put him there, he was never... The link-up between Keane and Torres didn't quite work out in the same way that it did with Gerrard and Torres. Reece, he's not even better than Gael Clichy. Jake, Irwin could play both. He could play both. Yeah, he could play both, but he was... I mean, Irwin could play anyway, could put him in midfield as well. Dennis Irwin was great. In fact, I think I actually might change my answer, you know. I think I might change my answer, because Dennis Irwin was far better than Robbie Keane or Niall Quinn or Ronnie Whelan, to be honest. I'd probably have Dennis Irwin as the greatest Irishman ever, other than Roy Keane, yeah. So it'd be Keane and then Irwin. And then Given. Dani Alves in his prime, one of the best defenders ever. Yeah. Not such a good bloke off the pitch, it seemed, but yeah, a wonderful defender for sure. Daniel, why do you think that is? Do you think it's because he moved from Arsenal, he doesn't get the respect? Who? Andy Cole, you think? Andy Cole, why do I think he doesn't get the respect? I think it's because... Well, one, I think he's played maybe in the wrong era. And I think also it's because he was a bit of a journeyman after he left Man United. After he left Man United, he played for about 7 clubs, didn't he? He played for Blackburn, he played for Fulham, he played for City, he played for loads of teams. He bounced around a bit, Andy Cole. And journeyman strikers generally don't get the respect that they should get. Kevin Phillips is another one. Kevin Phillips bounced around. He was a great striker, never really got that much sort of love and affection. Quite a few fall into that category. To be honest, Defoe is another one, you know. Defoe moved about a bit, because Defoe went to Spurs, he went to obviously West Ham, Spurs, Portsmouth, Spurs again, and then he was at Sunderland for a bit. You know, teams, I think if you've played for more than 5 or 6 teams, you're almost ruled out of the greatest striker debate or the greatest players. Great players generally need consistency at one team. That's for them to be recognised as like all-timers. if you look at the all-timers in the Premier League, they've all had consistency at one club for a long time. There's not many who've moved about a bit. Dennis Irwin was better than Neville, I told you so. York and Cole is one of the best duos we've ever seen, for sure, yeah. Robin Van Persie is a traitor. We've got 10 minutes left here now. I am absolutely devastated if Bayern don't manage to get a point here. Chimey, I think Carvajal was fantastic. He was great, Carvajal. Another one who was underrated. Very good player. Albanian Mapper, yo, good to see you, man. Jake, sorry, don't feel well. Wondered why I was bigging up Manyor. Nicodem, why is Bayern so tragic? I don't know what's going on with Bayern. I'm hoping they bring on Musiala. That's a foul. There's 10 minutes left. We need a goal. Desperately need a goal in this one. Reece, did you see that class tweet by Everton about their game against Sunderland? Yeah, very good. Very good from Everton. You love to see that stuff. They've always had that class though, Everton, to be fair. That sort of football club community feel. They've always done well. Ollie, how's it going, mate? Good to see you, Mush. Will they score? Mate, I hope so. I really hope so. I've got Bayern to draw on pretty much everything. I've got a goal score. I've got a score draw on pretty much every acca I have going. So if they don't get a goal, I am, fully in the mud. What was that? That was shocking. If it's mad, because we've only done one stream tonight. We've only done one stream. And, I don't know, it feels like we've not really spoke all that much. It's gone quite quick tonight, hasn't it? Usually we're doing 2 streams a day, that's why. Come on, Bayern. Just keep giving it away. They keep building it up to the edge of the box and then just keep giving it away. So shockingly poor. Anonym Galatasaray, welcome to hell. Nice. I had a Galatasaray shirt. Growing up, I had a Hakan Sass. Oh no, Hakan Suker I had one with, and I had Hassan Sass on the back of another one. Hassan Sass was a good player. Sharky Land, if PSG don't put 3 through into Miami, I'm leaving the sport to start watching handball. Daniel, the only ones who come to mind with who have played for lots of clubs but still get recognition are R9 and Ibra. I can see Ibra being a forgotten player in 10 years like the other journeymen. I mean, even R9 though. R9 hasn't played for that many. Like, PSV, I mean, I'm talking in Europe at least. PSV, Barca, Real Madrid, Inter, AC. That's more than average, but, you know, he spent the majority of his career at, like, 2 of those, didn't he? He only really spent a short time at PSV, short time at Barca, and then he was at Inter for a while, Real Madrid for a while, and AC Milan was kind of like, a short spell before he was pretty much retired, wasn't he? Edward, hey Kee, just came in to see, remember Charlie Masonda? Thought he was going to be a brilliant player. Yeah, Charlie Masonda, and his brother as well was another one, but they never quite worked, did they? Because the Club World Cup doesn't feel like real football. I was going to say, it does just feel like we've had a chat tonight because the footy's been shocking, hasn't it? It's been absolutely shocking. Bayern with the ball in. Too easy. Daniel, have you ever been to Turkey to watch football? I've been to Turkey several times. And when we went last time, we was going to go and watch the nearest team. We went to Marmaris. Or rather, we were in the place next to Marmaris. We was near Marmaris. That's the closest place where everyone knows in Turkey where we was. And the closest football team to us, me and my dad looked at it, and it was Göztepe. Göztepe were the closest team, and we were so close to booking tickets and going watching it, but we never did. But we do, as a general rule, when we go on holidays to stuff, when we've gone on holiday to places, like now, because I've got my wife, got my little girl, we do tend to all go together. Like, we'll go with like my mum and dad and stuff, and maybe she'll take her family and stuff. We all go as like a big group. So me and my dad, we'll always try and look for where are we? Right, let's go and see if we can watch a game while we're out there. And we've done that at quite a few places. FM No Casuals, Bayern are shocking, aren't they? Sharkyland, is Cavani a bigger Napoli or PSG legend? I would imagine probably a bigger Napoli legend. Yeah, maybe a bigger Napoli legend. Oh, come on, Bayern. This is shocking. Nicodem, Bayern is not winning the next Bundesliga, I think. The challenge is there's not really anyone making a real effort to challenge him. Dortmund have been shocking for a while, and Leverkusen weren't themselves last season. I mean, maybe under Ten Hag they can be. Maybe under Ten Hag, Leverkusen can get back to it. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the Bundesliga next year. Come on, Kane. You've got it, lad. Dortmund will shock, I think. You reckon? Dortmund are going to shock the Bundesliga. Dortmund to get closer and then decide to fire sale. This is it. That's what I mean. It just feels like every time they do, penalty must be. Hit it. Fucking honestly, how many times? Sell him. What's he doing on the pitch, Sané? He's already been sold anyway. Why have you picked him? Daniel, do you only go to small teams to avoid epileptic incidents? No, it's nothing to do with that. It's, I mean, I guess I probably should, but no, it's nothing to do with that. It's just more whoever's on when we're there, kind of thing. Yeah, I've not picked it for anything, but I don't go to the football generally for that reason, because you never know what's going to happen when you're there. If the lights are going to be rubbish or whatever, you never know. But no, as a general rule, yeah, I'll just go to wherever. If we're on holiday or if we're away in a different country, then I'll go and watch whoever, to be honest. Daniel Crouch or Lukaku. Lukaku at his best was brilliant. Yeah, at his best. Everton's Lukaku was really good. He was unplayable. But I loved Crouchy. Alsk, I'm getting so bored. Yeah, it's bad, wasn't it? Edward, we've done that one, Edward. Yeah, I've replied to that. Daniel, is Sané washed? He is, isn't he? Yeah, he is washed, I think. I think he's washed. He's going to go to Turkey. He won't do much. Lamin Yamal. Hi, mate. How's the game been? The game's been pretty boring, if I'm dead honest. Oh, chance here. Must finish it. Please finish it. Fucking shite him again. Is it Sané that again? Is it him again? Oh, he's dog meat him. He's absolutely shocking. Get him sold. He's absolutely... Get him in the bin. He's 2 one-on-ones he's missed now, that rat. Couldn't finish his dinner, him. Oh. Played it into his feet and everything. All he had to do was... Stupid little dink past the keeper. Just round him. Take it past him. Oh, do you know what? It was going wide, that, as well. It was going wide, that. Alsk, I've just closed my laptop. Now I'm just watching you. Mate, Bayern could be playing for another 2 days. They ain't scoring in this one. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Nicodem, how many minutes will they add in extra time? Maybe 4 at best. Daniel, where have you done stadium tours? Stadium tours. I've done loads in Scotland. Did a few when I went to Denmark. Did Copenhagen and Brøndby when I went to Denmark because there was no games on. It's going to be a yellow card. And I didn't go to Malmo. I went to Malmo the city, but I didn't go to the Malmo stadium. Alsk, where are you reading the second chat? TikTok, mate. I've got TikTok, I've got Twitch. I'm live right now on TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, everywhere. I'm live everywhere right now, but on TikTok I've got a different camera angle. and then on YouTube and everywhere else, you guys get the better camera angle and the better audio and all that stuff. TikTok gets a slightly different one because I'm not allowed promotion on there. Reece, best signing Liverpool have made out of Frimpong, Kerkez and Wirtz. Kerkez, I think. Yeah, Kerkez is brilliant. Wirtz might well be the game changer. I guess we're all just waiting to see what happens with that one. Is Grimaldo going to Barca? No, I don't think he is. Yeah, where have you done stadium tours? You're making me question that now. Where have we done stadium tours? Yeah, when we went to New York, I did a few places in New York, a few of the stadiums in New York. Get the ball in, come on, cleared away, punched away by the keeper. It's going to be a free kick to Benfica. Shocking. Reece, Sesko deal looks in jeopardy. He's demanding a release clause. That's unusual, isn't it? See, that's a red flag, isn't it? That is a massive, massive red flag. A huge red flag. Nicodem Balde is always out for half the season. Yeah, he could still get games, couldn't he? Alsk, TikTok is banned in my country. Well, yeah, well, to be honest, you can watch. It's the exact same stream. It's exactly the same. It's just a slightly different camera angle. Alsk, what was your reaction on Trent leaving? My reaction on Trent leaving was, is that 8 minutes or 6? Is it 6 minutes? 6 minutes I've added on time here. 6 minutes. My reaction of Trent leaving was disappointed. I was gutted that he left, but it didn't really... I think he left in a way that leaves a bit of a bitter taste in the mouth. So all Liverpool fans booed him, and I think he's burnt his bridges with the club now. So, and I think it'll go wrong for him at Real Madrid anyway. I think it'll go wrong for him. 8 minutes. It's 8, not 6. Good. Right, okay. 7 minutes left. Come on, Bayern. Pinch it. Let's pinch one. Reece, apparently Rodrigo also wants £10.2 million a year. Sweet Lord. Daniel, my favourite is the new camp. We'll have to go again after the renovation. So I went to Barcelona and we was gonna do the new camp because it's not that far away, is it? Once you come off, like we was near Sagrada and stuff like that, and once you come away from that, it's not that far really. But yeah, we was gonna do the new camp tour, but I didn't end up going to it. But I haven't done all that many. If I'm really honest, mate, I've not done that many like stadium tours. I have done a few. I'd guess maybe a dozen or so in my life, which isn't that many. But I've been to a lot of stadiums where I've been in the ground and watched a game of football, and like most of it's not even been Liverpool. It's just been, oh well, we're here, let's watch it kind of thing. There's a game of football and let's watch it. Daniel, he left for free too. Like, why? That's Alsk's comment. Sorry. Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's not even that he left for free. I think it's more that he played Liverpool at every opportunity to ensure that he left for free and that he could then get the best deal. You know, if he cared about Liverpool. Why are you shooting from 40 yards out, you Fruit Loop? Yet again. Oh, how many times? The Wembley tour is good, says Reece. Can't say I've been to Wembley. FM No Casuals, this is the same side that scraped past Celtic. Honestly, this is going to kill like all the bets that I've got. All of the bets are down. Yeah, I don't think it's that he left for free. I really don't. Is Trent the worst Liverpool exit? No, I don't think it is the worst Liverpool exit. I would say the worst Liverpool exit is still... Oh, it might actually be Trent, you know. It might be Trent. The one that hurt the most, for me, is still Michael Owen. But that was because I was young and Michael Owen was like our... I loved him. He was like the boy, and I didn't want him to go. Come on, Bayern. Oh, corner ball. Good ball in that. Trent left for 10 million, so everyone's happy. But 10 million's all right for, you know, given him, he only had a month left on his contract. Barcelona have a metro, so it's easy to get round the city. Yeah, and you've got to get round quick, haven't you? Because it's, muggers galore in Barcelona. You got to be very careful. One of my mates got mugged in Barcelona. Lost his phone. Thankfully, that's all he lost, to be honest. Ball in from Bayern. Shocking. Didn't even beat the first man. Should fine him 2 weeks' wages for that. Reece, they have the crossbar from 1966 in the museum. God knows how that hasn't disintegrated. Reece, Robin van Persie leaving absolutely killed me. Yeah, to be honest, I was upset when Gerrard was talking about leaving and he didn't leave. But Michael Owen at the time was the one that hurt me the most. And then probably more recently, Suarez. I hate it. Torres as well. Torres to Chelsea. Do you know what, actually? I'd say Torres to Chelsea was bad. Torres to Chelsea. I like how you are so mad at the match. I just left this bullshit. Daniel was Owen worse than McManaman. McManaman we all kind of understood because Liverpool were crap. Liverpool were absolutely dreadful. Like, we hadn't won anything in years, and he was brilliant. And Real Madrid only come, once a career. Yeah, we kind of understood that. Ethan, Mane. What about Mane? Mane, no one was really begrudging Mane. Mane leaving to Bayern. That again, he wanted to move on. He wanted to try something different. I think Liverpool wanted someone different as well. So I don't really have a problem with Mane. His time had come. A little bit like that in with Firmino as well. Daniel, Las Ramblas is the hot point for pickpockets. I had to fight off a few. Bloody hell, mate. I got done in Madrid. I'm fortunate enough that I don't think I've ever been done by pickpockets. Or maybe I have and I just didn't realise it. But I always, I'm like hyper conscious of that when you're out and about. It baffles me that people can walk around with backpacks on and just like walk around, and there's people fully unzipping their backpack and taking stuff out. Like, I don't understand how you can be that not self-aware. I mean, I know these people are experts. They don't make any noise. They do it very gently. They do it under a glove or under, there are other people around. It's usually when there's one pickpocket taking something out of your pocket, there's like 8 of them around you, isn't there? Because then as soon as anything happens, they all swarm to try and distract you. It's like a full team effort. It's mad. Als, which teams do you support in the top 5 leagues? I don't really have a team that I support. I've got to be honest. I have Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool's my team. And there's teams that I kind of feel a bit of an affinity towards in other leagues. So, in France, I've always had a thing for Auxerre. I've always liked Auxerre. In Spain, it would always be Betis. I liked Villarreal too, but Betis probably would be the one. In Italy, it would be Fiorentina. Come on, Bayern. Corner kick. Germany, I haven't really got a German team, if I'm dead honest. Maybe Cologne. I like Cologne. Cologne would be one of them. Italy, France, Germany, Spain. Portugal, I haven't really got one. Have I? Kane. Free header at the near post. Oh, he's useless. Sack him. I wish someone would pickpocket them on the way home. Honestly, absolutely dreadful. Damn Bayern, what have you bottled? Reece, I was very surprised when I saw you sold Mane. Nicodem, which club are you a fan? I am a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. FM No Casual says a lot when one player who's tried is leaving, Sané. Well, there you go. That's pretty much everything done now. I mean, the rest blown up there. 1-0 Benfica. Benfica go through. Bayern have cost everyone massive amounts of money. Wonderful. Everyone thought Bayern would do that. And what have they done? Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Hate Bayern. For Honestly, I've got him on like everything. I've got him on absolutely everything. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Well, hey, we start again. We go again. Daniel, when I got robbed in Birmingham, there was a team of 6. I fought them all, but they got away with my gold chain. Gifted to my grandma for my graduation just before she passed. Oh, mate. Some people. It's horrible, innit? Horrible, that. Daniel, did Mane fall off a cliff at Bayern, or was it a bad fit? He actually did all right, numbers-wise. I think it was just didn't quite work out. I think it was culture fit and stuff. He had a row with a player. I can't remember who it was. There was a Bayern player he fell out with, didn't he? He had a big row with someone, and that's what. Yeah, it was a culture fit thing. Daniel, I usually am hyper-aware streetwise. I let my guard down once. That really hurt emotionally. Bloody hell, mate. Yeah, no, I was going to say, but it's one of them that you start doubting yourself then, don't you? It's awful. Kieran, see you next time, mate. See you next time, Kieran. Yeah, no problem, mate. We'll be live tomorrow night. I'll see you at 4 o'clock if you're coming on for the England v Netherlands game in the under-21 semi-final. We'll be live for that tomorrow night. If anyone does want to be watching that tomorrow, make sure you're followed up here. Make sure you have been over to YouTube, search Premier League Dad, and give us a like and a subscribe. We're live tomorrow at 4 p.m. for England under-21s against Netherlands under-21s in the under-21s UEFA Championship semi-final. Massive, massive game, that one. Straight after that, it's the other semi-final, Germany under-21s against France under-21s. Some big, big players in those teams. We've seen Voltamade, we've seen various other players, Luke Haber, all being linked with moves to the Premier League. And this is an opportunity to watch him. This is our scouting. This is us scouting those players. So make sure you've liked, make sure you've followed, make sure you've subscribed on YouTube. Get over to Premier League Dad, like the video, give us a subscribe, and we will be live tomorrow from 4 p.m. all the way through to 10 p.m. Talking football, watching football, and all the usual fun stuff that we do on this channel. Ethan was Sané. He fell out with, argued with each other after we beat them 3-0 in the Champions League. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It was Sané. So we don't like Sané, do we? Sané, absolute ratbag. Fernie, Trafford to Newcastle. That'd be a good move, I think. It's just whether or not they can actually get it done. And if they can get it done at a decent price as well. 40 million, maybe north of 40 million to get that done. Daniel, chance of 20 goals in the 2 games tomorrow. I think double figures is possible. That might not be a... Do you know what? I bet you can bet on that, to be honest. I mean, Christ, you probably shouldn't, but I bet you can do total goals in the semi-finals. I bet over 10 is not a bad shout, Over 10 is not a bad shout. Double figures across 2 games. Joseph Vickers, how you doing, Joseph? I'm doing very well. I'm doing all right. I've just seen Bayern lose against Benfica, and I had a bet on Bayern. I thought Bayern would at least get a point, but sadly they got beat, and Boca are out, so it's Bayern and Benfica who go through to the next round. And yeah, we're just talking about footy tomorrow. We've got 2 big games tomorrow. England against the Netherlands, under-21s Championship semi-final, and Germany against France in the under-21s Championship semi-final. So they kick off tomorrow at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. respectively. I'll be live from 4 p.m. all the way through to 10 doing the watch-along. So if you want to come and join me, please make sure you like and subscribe. Fernie, Burnley signing a new keeper, Trafford in talks, and Pope to Leeds. You would assume then that things are close, aren't they? Negotiations are ongoing. It feels like that transfer merry-go-round might just work. Pope to Leeds would be a good signing. I like that move for Leeds. That will be a good move. Joseph didn't watch it, sadly, but I've heard the Benfica keeper was very good today. Mate, he didn't need to be. Bayern were shocking. Bayern were absolutely shocking. Dreadful. Jake, those close to the Trafford deal, says it could be done this week with Burnley needing 20 million for PSR. They've got to pay City some money though, haven't they? Don't they pay City like 5 to 10%, something like that? City have got a sell-on fee, haven't they? So, I think the fee might be affected by that, obviously. But 20%, there you go, that's it. So, you're not getting him for less than 35. And to be honest, I think 40 is fair value for him. I think 40 is fair value for Trafford. That is the going rate for him nowadays. Auckland City and Boca Juniors are still going on, by the way. Trafford is hugely overrated. The goalkeeper and that awful stadium. Yeah. And the region in Manchester, Trafford Park, everything. But yeah, James Trafford is... I don't know if he's overrated, but I also wouldn't say he's underrated. I just think he's an alright keeper. And I think he's one that, because he's English and he's kind of deemed the future, I think he could be an alright keeper. Yeah, he could be an alright keeper, but not any more than alright. Like, I think the best that you can expect of James Trafford is that he becomes Jordan Pickford. And I know you won't like that, Jake, because he's a Mackham, but if Jordan Pickford is I think if Trafford just gets to that level, he'll have done all right. And Jordan Pickford's never been world class. Jordan Pickford's never been anything other than just an all right keeper. He's had a few mistakes. He's made a few worldies, but generally he's been quite a consistent 6, 7, 8 out of 10 maybe 6 to 8 out of 10. Never goes lower than that. Never goes higher than that really. And that's really all you need in a keeper. That is really all you need in a keeper. There's many keepers who've built multiple, wonderful careers from that. Shay Given's a pundit here right now. Shay Given, I felt, was one of the best goalkeepers in Premier League history. I think he's really underrated. He was a very solid keeper for a long, long time. 1 second. They're asking for 40 million, but if they need to sell, has to drop. Monster, have you seen Southend will play Cardiff in Spain in pre-season? I haven't seen that. No, that's quite cool, isn't it? That's quite cool. Joseph Vickers, I watched James Trafford at Bolton a lot. Never saw anything special with him. He's average at best. Ethan, have you seen much of Diogo Costa? Only seen him a few times and he was suspect. City could get him. No, I really like Diogo Costa. Yeah, I watched him in the Nations League earlier this month. I've watched a fair bit of him for Porto as well when they've played, especially in the Champions League and the Europa League and stuff like that. He's been very, very good. Whether or not he could be like a... I think if you was paying 40 million for a keeper and you could have Trafford or you could have Costa, I think I would lean towards Costa. Yeah. I think Costa's got a higher ceiling. Trafford's maybe more likely to be... Like, Costa could come in and he could be Onana, couldn't he? Yeah, that's the thing. He could be Onana or he could be Alisson. Or if you pick James Trafford up, then, you've got someone who's going to be Jordan Pickford, maybe at best. You're not going to win the league with a James Trafford, but you might get in the Champions League with a James Trafford. Diogo Costa could be the difference between you winning the league. I mean, I think he could be one of those players who helps teams make a step up. Jake, I wouldn't mind getting the next Pickford. Exactly, yeah, it's not a bad signing at all. It's not a bad signing at all. JB, why do you keep saying that? Like, it's like the 4th time you've said it, mate. You're incredibly, lonely guy if you just need that much attention. Daniel, Trafford is championship keeper for the best team because he doesn't have to make saves. He's a championship keeper for the best teams. He doesn't have to make saves. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's probably a fair assessment given that Bayern. Given that Burnley were so rigid, so deep, they restricted chances, didn't they, a lot? So, yeah, it's probably not a bad shout, that. Ollie, hello, my mate. How's it going? Good to see you, man. I am very good, thank you. Yeah, I'm not long for this live, by the way. I'm going to be leaving shortly, but yeah, big thank you to everyone that has liked and commented and gone over to YouTube and subscribed at Premier League Dad. Massive thank you. We're live again tomorrow. Watership Allen, Isaac rumours picking up again. Apparently we can spend another 200 million with no PSR. Mate, we've got loads to spend, Liverpool. And we're going to bring in a load more money as well. Elliott will go, Diaz will go, Nunes will go, Kwanzaa's going. We've sold Kelleher, we've sold Trent. Maybe Tsimikas goes. Wouldn't surprise me if Chiesa goes. Maybe Jota goes as well. And then you're talking, the likes of Doak as well, Morton, maybe Bajcetic. Maybe Kumas. We have got a good 350 million plus coming in for all of those players combined. It's going to be a huge amount of money Liverpool can spend still. So Isak, I think, is very much still on the radar. Jake report Pope for 10 million. Mamardashvili was 30. I don't know, it's a bit steep. Yeah, but mate, Mamardashvili was the best goalkeeper in La Liga last season. Mamardashvili was the very best goalkeeper in La Liga last season. Daniel, will we be watching friendlies excluding the Club World Cup? I'll put it to the vote, mate. I'll put it to the vote. If people want to watch certain friendlies, happy to watch him. Happy to watch him. What I don't want to do, though, is kind of give the impression that we're a channel that leans more one way than another. Like, I'm trying to make sure that we retain our neutrality. That, you know, we're a big community of all fans, of all clubs. You know, it's not... I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm very honest about that. I'm very clear about that. But I don't just want to watch all Liverpool pre-season friendlies. Like, I would like to watch that, selfishly. But that's not what the community wants. That's not what it's about. We'll probably watch maybe a few pre-season friendlies. There is obviously the Women's Euros going on next month as well. We'll watch a few of them, a few of the big games in the women's Euros. We've got other games going on. The Champions League qualifiers start in July. The Europa League qualifiers start. The Conference League qualifiers. There's loads of footy going on. Plus the Norwegian League is still going on. That's a good league, whichever way you want to look at it. I like watching the Norwegian League. Always lots of goals in that. There's lots of leagues who carry on over the summer months. So there's still plenty of football. Plenty of football. Fernie, it can't be the best team as Leeds won the league. Daniel Jokeres has doubled down about never playing for Sporting. I've not seen that. I'll have a look at that. Jake used Pope and Mama to show the Trafford fee is pispotical. I thought we paid 40 for Mamardashvili, though. Barson, what do you think Forest will do? I think Forest, their best chance of qualifying for Europe next season will probably be in the Europa Conference League. I think they'll win that, or well, maybe not win that. I think they'll have to win that to qualify for Europe. Let me say that. I don't think that Forest do well domestically. I think the extra games will be a bit of a burden for them. So my prediction for Forest is probably going to be maybe lower bottom half, maybe mid bottom half, 14th, 13th, 14th. Not relegation. You won't get relegated. You won't even be in danger of relegation. But you'll focus a lot on Europe toward the end of the season. Your domestic form will suffer. So I think Forest will do okay. They'll have a good season, maybe a cup season where maybe they do well in the FA Cup again, maybe do all right in the League Cup, and maybe they go far in the Conference League. And that's a good season for Forest. As long as they're safe in the league, they'll be fine with that. Daniel, Coventry play Betis at home. See, that's an enticing one. I'd like that. Ethan, Newcastle will be falling apart with Isak and Livramento likely to leave. Intertoto Cup, TNSV Newcastle. The Intertoto Cup, do you remember that? Loved that. Ethan wouldn't be surprised if Bruno and Tonali look elsewhere. Were them to go. Jake, wasn't it 40 million euros? It might have been. You're right, mate. I think it might have been 40. I just remember seeing 40. It might have been euros, though, not pounds. So maybe you're right on that one. But I know he was... Yeah, either way. Mamardashvili was good value. But you always... There is that English tax, isn't there? There is the English tax, sadly. That's not, mate. That's not hate. What Ethan has just said there isn't hate. He said that Bruno and Tonali might look elsewhere. He wouldn't be surprised if they were to look elsewhere if Isak and Livramento left. Now, I know you don't think this is going to happen, but Joe, the other Newcastle fan who comes in here quite regularly, Joe said that if you sell Isak, you're going to fall apart, right? And he's really worried about it. He's really worried that if you sell Isak, you're going to fall apart. And I think that would send a message to all the other players. So I think in many ways, Ethan's right. It's not about selling Isak. It's about the message that Isak leaving would send. If Isak goes, you probably do have problems with Tonali and Bruno and Livramento. You know, it's a bad message to send, isn't it? The whole group then thinks, hang on a minute, we're selling our best player here. What's going on? Saudi tax. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Can see Tonali going. I don't know. I think Tonali might end up back in Italy at some point anyway. They never stay long in the Premier League, Italians, as a general rule. Don't know why. Maybe England is just not a very welcoming place to Italians, or not a very... they don't appreciate the food and the weather as much. I don't know. But yeah, Italian footballers don't tend to stay all that long in England, do they? Zola came when he was 30. Balotelli kind of bounced around a little bit. Trying to think of Italian players. Not too many Italian players. Tend to come and go, don't they? Ravanelli, Moise Keane. Aquilani. Di Matteo probably was, and Di Canio. Di Canio probably was one of the rare anomalies, but there's not many Italian players in the Prem. Daniel, more promoted teams need to gamble when they get promoted like Forest did. It's boring watching teams preempting relegation and building a team to win the championship in the Premier League. I have to agree with that. That is what Ipswich did, didn't they, last year? That is what Ipswich did, and I think they'll be successful at it, by the way, in that I think they will win the championship this year. I think Ipswich win the championship as a result of the team they built last year, because they're now going down with Greaves, Hutchinson, Smodics. You know, I know they sold Delap, but they've got a team there that you look at and think, they absolutely smashed it last season in the championship. There's no way they go get anything other than winning the league. Ticola, what do you think about Lyon getting relegated? They haven't been relegated yet, mate. There's still an appeal process, and I think the appeal will be successful. I think they'll be all right. Lyon won't go down. They won't go down. John Textor, who owns Lyon, who also owns a fair bit of Crystal Palace, he's just sold £200 million worth of shares, and he'll inject that into Lyon. The debts will be managed a bit better. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll end up staying up. They'll probably get a slap on the wrists, but they'll stay up. Jake, City came in for Tino a few times. We asked for Foden, Guardiola, and 80 million. He's not going. But you might change your tune. Watership, Allen, Malik Fofana to Liverpool. Now Lyon have been relegated. Fofana was he's a really interesting one, isn't he? But I don't think it's just him. You've got Fofana, you've got Almada, you've got Mika Tadze, you've got Ernest Nuama. You've got lots of players at Lyon that lots of Premier League clubs have looked at, by the way. Ernest Nuama, Everton were all over. They very nearly signed him. So it wouldn't surprise me if they went back in for him. Watership, Alan, Cudicini probably stuck around the most. Oh, Cudicini. Trying to think of random Italians now, to be honest. Daniel Hutchinson is way too good for the championship. He should be looking to move. He's been brilliant in the under-21s, hasn't he? Yeah, he's been good for the England under-21s. Looking forward to seeing him tomorrow. Bruno, Benfica. Yes, Benfica with the win. Jake, Forrest got a points deduction. Can't be the way. And if it is, shows how the league's a mess. I don't think they got a points deduction, though. Maybe it was deliberate, but I don't think it was a part of the strategy, let's say. I think they knew that they would maybe sail close to the wind, almost. Maybe bend the rules. But I don't think they ever thought, let's get a points deduction so that we can stay up. I don't think it was a deliberate plan. I just think it was a byproduct of going, well, look, we're going to have to spend. Let's spend. And if it means that we're a little bit over, maybe we can try and, move some things around and we can try and balance things and whatever. Because believe it or not, for a Premier League to actually deduct points, you wouldn't believe. I've read the Everton judgment and how the Premier League worked with Everton to try and avoid deducting them points. Like, honestly, don't let an Everton fan tell you that the Premier League have got it in for him. It's absolute nonsense. The rules that every other club had to abide by, they were allowed a certain amount of leeway on COVID losses, right? And the Premier League didn't want to deduct Everton points. So they literally allowed Everton like 2.5 times, whatever it was. Something stupid like that. It was a massive amount more they were allowed for COVID losses than any other Premier League team to avoid having to deduct some points. And they still ended up being well over. So some clubs just don't manage their finances very well, and some clubs are just reckless with it. King Sloth, well done for the French FA for showing teeth. Same RFA can't do it with City. I think it's a lot more complex, that, with City. It's a lot more complex. With Lyon, it's dead simple because it's just numbers on a sheet. Just numbers on a sheet. Lyon have not paid what they said they were going to pay. Simple. With City, it's a little bit about intent, isn't it? And hiding payments and hiding things, and it's all a little bit deceitful and duplicitous. Watership Allen, Massimo Macaroni. Yeah, Massimo Macaroni. Joseph Vickers, I wouldn't want Ernest Nuama personally. I do think we will be trying to pinch a few Lyon players. Dylan, hey, how's it going? Good to see you, Dylan. Just had a Mackey's. Nice. Joseph, I agree completely with what you said. Some fans simply have no idea about PSR and assume it's corrupt with City not being charged. Honestly, I think the Premier League have worked with teams a lot to try and avoid these issues. They really have, and City have just... City, it's just 115 charges, and like I say repeatedly, like 80 of those charges, certainly 70 or 80 of them, are basically just City going, we don't believe you've got the authority to ask us for that. Like 30 of them are for clear breaches, and the rest are for failing to recognise the Premier League's authority. Premier League send an email to City and say, oh, hiya, listen, we've got all this information from other clubs, it's time you give us it as well. Can you give us this information? And City is like, nah, you're alright. Charge. That's a charge. That's a charge. That's a charge. And that's literally it all the way through. King Sloth, you know as well as me that they're going to get away with a fine. I don't think they are, you know. I don't think they are going to get away with a fine. I think they are going to get quite a lot more than a fine. I don't think it's going to be relegated. And I don't think they're going to get titles stripped. But I think there's going to be a big breaking point with City whereby they're going to have to get around a negotiation table and start thinking about how they actually work with the Premier League on this. Because the lawyers' fees are racking up. It's just a really bad look for everyone. City are doing everything they can to just push this into the long grass. Just push it into the long grass, just so everyone gets really frustrated with it, and we all do, don't we? And just kind of get really frustrated and go, oh, City aren't going to get anything. City aren't going to get anything. And then it's 10 years down the line, and everyone's kind of forgot about it and moved on. No one cares anymore, so it's not as much of an issue. That's what good lawyers do. So City are doing amazingly well to try and slow the whole process down. That's what a good lawyer does. Slows the process down. Premier League need to be... They need to have City banged to rights. By the time this all happens, they need to have it banged to rights so that there's no appeal. There's no appeal. Like, they don't have the right to appeal. That's why it's taking so long. Because you can make a judgment on these things, but you've got to allow them a right to appeal. I think if you allow them a right to appeal, it jeopardises the Premier League as a whole thing. You've got to nail them. You've got to absolutely nail them, so it can't be appealed. It can't go to the Swiss courts, the authority for sporting arbitrage or whatever, the CAS is it. Can't go to that. Daniel, how many points will Leicester get deducted? Yeah, I mean, I don't think they will get deducted points. I'm sure there's an intent to, but I imagine they won't. Is Man City embarrassing the Premier League, or is it the league and the FA themselves with how they're handling it? I think it is Man City. I mean, from what we know, there's obviously allegations, and I can't say that they're absolutely guilty or anything, but a lot of the allegations are from a lack of compliance, and that's as cut and dry, innit? That's not a dispute. They have either complied or they haven't. So either City have sent the emails and the information to the Premier League that they requested, or they haven't, and the Premier League are saying they haven't. So that should be cut and dry. So 80 of the charges they're guilty of, if the Premier League aren't, lying, or if they've not misplaced any emails. United forever. Did you see Lyon got relegated? No, they didn't get relegated, mate. There's still an appeal to come. There is still an appeal. It isn't going to be that they're relegated just yet. There's a long, long way to go. And if I'm dead honest, I think they end up getting away with it. John Textor's just got £200 million in, so he's going to inject a load of capital into the club, and it'll be fine. I don't think they are anywhere close to getting relegated. Jake, those top clubs have no worries about this. The whole league's a mess. Give everyone £200 million limit. No. Matt Lowe, the Premier League can't be seen not to being able to regulate their own teams. That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Evening, Joe. How's it going? Good to see you. Joe, did you see about Lyon? Feel sorry for them, mate. Honestly, they're not at all relegated yet. They're not relegated. People keep saying they're relegated. They're not relegated yet. There is still an appeal. It's very, very likely that appeal gets turned over. It'll be fine. I don't think Lyon do get relegated. I actually think they end up getting back into the league. They'll get reinstated quite quickly, maybe with a continued transfer ban. That is, and maybe a big fine. That's maybe what happens, but I can't see him being actually relegated. Jack, if City are guilty, what will happen? Well, they can't get a ban from European competition. They can't get a ban from European competition. Because that would affect the integrity of the Premier League. Now, we all know that would hurt City, wouldn't it? If we said, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Imagine the Premier League said, right, we're going to ban you from European competition for 5 years, right? Imagine City win the league and the champions of England aren't in Europe. That's an embarrassment. So they won't have that. That affects the integrity of the Premier League. So I think relegation is on the table. But I don't think it'll be relegation. I think it'll be a massive points deduction that almost makes relegation a certainty. Maybe it gives them a fighting chance, but it makes relegation a certainty. So I think City may get like a 50-point deduction at the start of the season. A 50-point deduction at the start of a new season. Well, I don't think it'll be this season. It's far more likely to be next season. But they'll get a 50-point deduction, something like that, and they'll start on minus 50. And then it's whether or not they can actually stay up. That would make sense. That would make sense. Daniel, if there's a limitation period, that's what they're playing for. I don't think there is a limitation period. No, because they're still being charged based on things from 2003 or 2004 or something like that. They're still being charged on stuff from basically 10 years ago, and the charges run up to the 22 season, and they've not even started looking at the recent years. So I think it's going to be far more recently. Jake, no, because you like your advantages. What advantages? There's no advantage. Ostermore, do you think we could get anyone from Lyon while it's uncertain? Fofana or Mikatadze, maybe? Mikatadze's not a Liverpool player. A very good player though he is, but I don't think he's a Liverpool player. I think he's maybe an Everton player or a West Ham player or maybe a Wolves player. Team right down the bottom could really benefit from a George Mikatadze. Very good player he is. Fofana, I think he'd be one to watch. Maybe Thiago Almada as well. I know obviously we've talked about Ernest Nuama, who Everton really, really liked. They were linked with Ernest Nuama for a long time. Joe, giving them a deduction will make the league fun. Watership and City won't get anything. I mean, listen, mate, I'm a cynic as well. Like you, I don't think they'll get anything. And I always think glass half empty. I think there's a chance that City won't get anything at all. If they've gone this far, they'll drag it out into the long grass and no one will actually do anything. But you have to remain confident that the Premier League are basically, every minute that this carries on, the Premier League are being laughed at. They're being laughed at. And all the other clubs around Europe, by the way, they know the score. They know the score. Real Madrid and various others have complained to UEFA about the way that Manchester City are going about things, because obviously it's affecting them in Europe, isn't it? Manchester City beating Real Madrid in Europe and things like that. It's Real Madrid have complained to UEFA about it. So I'm sure UEFA and various other governing bodies are looking at the Premier League and saying, listen, you need to do something, you need to sort this. But it's a very delicate situation. It's got to be handled really, really well so that there can't be an appeal process after it. I think that's what the problem is. Daniel, would you take Kudus? I would love Kudus at Liverpool. Kudus is a great player. Yeah. Joe, where's Isak in all of this? Hey, the big question. The one that we all really want the answer to. Where's Isak? Kieran, what are your thoughts on Isak? We've not really talked about Isak enough. Ethan, the result is already known behind closed doors. Would all these signings be coming? First thing they'd ask before signing is what's going on with the charges. Yeah, but they're not obliged to tell them the answer, are they? They're not obliged to tell them the answer. You're saying that the result is already known behind closed doors. Would all these signings be coming? Yes, I think these signings would be coming now. I think these signings would be coming. I think in many ways there's been a slight change in transfer strategy at City, which does indicate that maybe they are preparing for a drop in salary. Or preparing for a drop in revenue, rather. Because There's been a consultation. Have a look at this, by the way. There's been consultation going on at Manchester City for a long time about redundancies, about drops. Basically, there's a company working with Manchester City. I'll find the name. I'll find the article. There's a company working with Manchester City who specialise in like crisis management and I forget that. Honestly, I saw it a couple of weeks ago, and I don't think you employ a company like that unless you're planning for a significant drop in revenue. It seems bizarre to me, and I do think City are almost, there is a little bit of crisis management going on. Ostermorg, better get signings now in case they get an embargo. Exactly, they may be planning for an embargo. Also, they're signing, have you noticed the signings that they're getting a lot younger? A lot younger. Like, City used to sign 27, 28, 29-year-olds. They were quite happy going for players who were in their prime. Now, it's switched to Vitor Reis. It's switched to Kusanov. They've gone and got young players in, coming in and starting. Savinho, Doku. These are players who City, I don't think, ever would have touched. They would never have touched. City would have been involved in, and again, backing out of the Florian Wirtz deal. I don't think they would have got involved in that at all. I think they would have had that done, to be honest, in years gone by. They need to replace Kevin De Bruyne. Who are they replacing Kevin De Bruyne with? They'd have gone and got Florian Wirtz, wouldn't they? That's not the City anymore that we're dealing with. Now it's, listen, we've got Foden. Maybe we keep Oscar Bob around. It's a slightly different City side. Man City already beat UEFA. They did, but hang on a minute. They didn't beat UEFA. Well, they did. What they did was UEFA gave them a punishment, and then they went to the CAS, didn't they? The sports arbitration thing in Switzerland, and on appeal it got overturned. So what the Premier League have to learn from that is, right, we need to get them nailed so there can be no appeals process. There can be no appeal, and the CAS can't touch him. So they have to do something that's very, very clear that they nail them from the off. Daniel, do you think Man City have relegation clauses? They would be foolish not to. Very foolish not to. Joe, we know how to deal with FFP. Bye, F all. Ostermorg, even the goalkeeper they got from Chelsea is one they've never touched. Belotti. Oh, it's Bettinelli, isn't it? Yeah, Marcus Bettinelli. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's not really an issue. They've had Carson, haven't they, for years, so Bettinelli coming in doesn't change things, but they are... There is a noticeable change in strategy, I think, with Manchester City. There is. Right. What was I going to say? Yeah, 10:30. Right, listen. Sterling, go on, what are you saying? Sorry. Sterling 20. Sterling 20, Sané 20, Bernardo 20, KDB 20. Not always going for primes. That was before Pep, wasn't it? That was mostly before Pep. Mostly. And I'm not saying always going for primes, but there is a noticeable change. Look at Vitor Reis, look at Kusanov, look at these young players that they're now prioritising and playing. That never happened at City before. Never. They were far more spendy than they are now. Far more spendy. Marco, Boca not beating Auckland is criminal. Well, Boca beat... Has that actually finished now? Because it was off for the weather, wasn't it? It was off for the weather. Right, hang on a second. Let me just gather the facts on this. Because age profile wise, I'm still talking about players who are at their absolute peak. Gvardiol, Grealish. Even those were very young. Well, Gvardiol was 21, wasn't he? But Mahrez, 27. Mahrez 27, Nunes 25, Kyle Walker 27, Calvin Phillips 26, Ake 25, Otamendi 27, I want to look at before that. I want to look at a certain era. There you go. French football giants Lyon to appeal. There you go. They're going to appeal it. They're appealing it. Right, filter by seasons. I want to look in a certain year. Fernandinho was big for 28. 25, Adebayor, Tevez, Kovacic, Danilo, Yaya Toure, Wilfried Bony. This is what I mean. All of those are the wrong side of 25. All of those are the wrong side of 25. And I think in the last few years, there's been a noticeable shift of we sign 24 and younger. And if we do sign 24 and younger, we're signing players. If they are 24 and younger and it's big money, we don't mind paying it for the right player. But I think there's been a noticeable shift to get players much, much younger and therefore maybe a little bit more likely to get a resale value if things, like I said, if they are planning for a drop in revenue. Harry, right, but is that not just a change in strategy to make more cash if we move them on? Well, yeah, no, you're probably right, but I would also argue that making cash has never really been a Manchester City priority, has it? With players, player transfers and player, all that sort of thing, it's never really been a priority for City. They've never really cared. They've gone and got the player that they need to get, and they've gone and got him at whatever price is needed to pay, and then who cares if they lose him for 10 million in a few years' time? Whatever, it's fine, no problem. I'm saying that strategy has shifted because they're maybe having to start cooperating a little bit more with the Premier League. Maybe it's that. I don't know. Maybe you're probably right. It is a strategy change, but I think it's a noticeable strategy change and a shift away from what they used to care about. They didn't really care at all, really, did they? They didn't really care about it. They just go and get the player that they wanted. It was very impressive. It was impressive. That was remarkable about City, wasn't it? That they used to just go and get the player that made the biggest difference. And to hell with the price in many ways. Ethan, the way the game's gone, fitter you are, the better you do. Why teams like Bournemouth are excelling. Secretised Chelsea for the win today. Yes, I think Chelsea do win. I hope so anyway. Harry, yeah, that's fair. We might be pretending to be compliant now. Ostermorg, did you see the Owen Beck news today? Yes, Owen Beck to Rangers. That'll be an interesting signing for him, won't it? Left back. Another left back leaving Liverpool. Oh, I didn't see Hakimi scored for PSG again. That's a joy. What a player he is. Right. Well, listen. I am off ski, right? I'm done. I've been live for a while. And I'm live tomorrow night for 2 games. We're live for pretty much 6 or 7 hours tomorrow. So if you are going to be joining, please make sure you have liked up here. And please make sure you've subscribed. Please make sure you've gone to YouTube and searched Premier League Dad. Give us a bit of love. Go and like us and comment on us and all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Massive thank you to everyone on YouTube that has been commenting and subscribing. Thanks Daniel, thanks Fernie, Alsk, Ben, Edward, Chimey, Colm, all of the Knick-Knack, everyone who's been really sound in the chat tonight. Loads of good people in the chat, Kieran as well, and obviously everyone as well on TikTok. Really appreciate Oster, Harry, Secret Eyes, Ethan, Marco. Who else have we had recently? Alexander. Is Kane washed? I don't think he's washed. He's just old, mate. Just getting on. Joe. Lots of love to Joe as well. And everyone else. Jake. Reese. Love you all to bits. Massive thank you. Have a nice night, everyone, whatever you're doing. I'm going to bed. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 4 p.m. for England under-21s in the UEFA under-21 Championship semi-final against Germany. No, not Germany. Netherlands. The other one's Germany and France. That's the late one. That's the 8 p.m. game. But I'll be live for both of them. We're doing watch-alongs on both of them. Harry, thank you for the heart. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And I thank you for the follow as well. Right. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Take it easy.